So hello everyone, I decided to make a tutorial about how to play like Malcolm Young for those who are interested in, and of course for those about to rock. Sorry for that bad joke. And what can you say about Malcolm's playing? At first I have to say that the playing of Malcolm Young is one of the most tightest playing I've ever heard, because timing is nearly as perfect as an atomic clock. And how you can achieve this perfect timing was the question. And the first important point, in my opinion, is that you have to feel the music you're playing. That you have to feel the groove which is going on in the music. So you have to do some movements. It's you can move your arm, you can move your head, you can move your whole body or just one leg. It's up to you. And with this you can achieve this groove. You can feel the groove, and that's the most important thing I think in this AC/DC songs, because the whole structure of the songs is very simple. Simple but not easy. You know the difference. And so there is the timing where you have to put your eyes on. I don't know if you can say so in English. And so do whatever you want with your arm, with your head, that you can achieve that this tight timing. Huh? Okay, so the other part is Malcolm uses open chords quite often, nearly every time, and this sounds much fuller than just a power chord. You know the difference between an E power chord and a whole E major chord. So there's much more power behind it, and that's I think that he uses these open chords is also a reason why his tone is so clean. Because when you use open chords and you have much distortion in your sound, it just sounds bleh, yeah? So these open chords requires a very clean tone. This is this is one of the characteristics of Malcolm Young, this clean tone with so much hairy balls. I say so in German, I don't know if you can say so in English, but this is the best phrase I found to characterize the sound. It's just, boy, it blows your mind out, So these open chords, it's, you know it from maybe Jailbreak. It's an open E, it's an open D, and an open A. No? You know it. And in this riff you can also see another typical thing Malcolm often does, and he hammers the open chords. So you know it also from It's a Long Way to the Top. And with this he makes this easy riffs much more interesting. If you just play It's a Long Way to the Top without the hammering, it's just. So after a minute it's boring. And so with these hammerings you can achieve to maintain the interest on the riff. Yeah. So what we have also, he plays these, as I said, he plays open chords, and not just the open chords here and here. He also plays major chords when he plays the power chords. Most of you might play the power chord with your with this finger on the root, and the pinky finger and the finger next to the pinky finger to grab the other notes. And there you have these three important notes for the power chord. But Malcolm also uses his pinky finger as a barré grip, and so he can achieve much more fuller tone on these power chords. If you just stroke, you have just this, but if you grab it like Malcolm, you have this note here, extra, and it sounds much fuller, which is important. So what else? He also, as I thought, simple structure of songs. You have to do several things to make it sound very interesting, or don't let it sound boring. So there's another way, which are palm mutes. Palm mutes are also very important. So for example, if you want blood, you've got it is a good example. You know it, yeah? And just imagine you would play it without these palm mutes, and I think you can hear the difference immediately. It's because it just would sound like this. So it's shit, yeah. And also you can hear it in the usefull intro. And if you play, if you would play it without the palm mutes, it would also sound like shit, you know. So you can clearly hear the difference, and that's why palm mutes are also very important for his playing. Yeah. Another important point on his in his playing technique is that you have to use very hard strokes, because if you would like to play Highway to Hell with just doesn't sound right. So maybe you can imagine your evil's the enemy, and then you have to feel this evil inside of you, and then you fight against your guitar, and then you have you know. Another thing which is quite interesting in his playing technique is that he plays just as much as it is needed in the song. That means he builds up his playing to the end of his song, because if you play from right at the beginning 100%, then you have nothing to build up. So he plays, I think what's a good example, maybe Shutdown in Flames. There you have at first these so in the first, when Always Bonds or Brian's voice is in there, he don't use this full chord, and he just uses the power chord and the he plays the C chord just, I think, just with these, I don't know if you can see it good enough, with these 3 notes. So he just lift up his pinky, and then he has, and then in the chorus and in the solo he plays it with the open chords, which you know very good, I think. So he plays then if you would play this way right from the beginning, you have nothing more to make it better or make it more interesting, yeah. So what else to say? That you build up with your strokes, and you're not just build up the intention with playing different chords, but you also use different stroking. So in the chorus of Shutdown in Flames you play, and in the solo, where you have not the voice of Bon or Brian, you have more place to let your guitar sound, because you always have to step a little bit in the background when there's voice, when there's lead guitar, when there are drums, and when there is the bass. So you can't play balls on, or I don't know what to say. So in the solo there's your chance to pump everything out you have, because that's when just the instruments are playing. That's when Brian or Bon are in the background, so you can keep your playing interesting with more strokes and some. You can vary these riffs a little bit, so it's not just. But you can play in the solo. You know, you put more strokes in